Welcome back to Factorio Space Age. We need to go get another nuclear reactor. Just to have a little more power to power all these railguns once we get to places where we're actually going to use those. And to do that, we need to go to a different place. We're currently here above Aquila, and we have a complete lack of the things needed to make a nuclear reactor here. We technically have some of the stuff. We got like some concrete. We actually wanted to make a nuclear reactor. That'd be more of a hassle. Getting it up onto the station here is definitely a whole thing. They're very heavy. They're very, very heavy. Not any centrifuges or anything. It's the actual reactor itself. Copper, steel, advanced circuits, and concrete. We also still need to make a whole bunch of the heat exchangers and steam turbines. And that is a good amount of all kinds of resources here. Look at our available stuff here. We've got some amounts of stuff. Like 2,700 concrete, bit of iron, bit of steel. Or we just go there where we already have all the stuff in boxes. That'd probably be the easier way. That'll be fine. Stop being here. Back to Notice. Could also, in theory, get stuff from like Fulgora or something, but this is having its own problems. So we're just gonna make life easier on ourselves. Just go all the way back. And when we get there, we're going to need stuff. See if we have enough power here just from the solar panels to cover everything. It's creeping up, but also the steam turbines are also on, so we've definitely removed a lot of the solar panels, adding in different systems and places here. We need to basically redesign this whole thing. Move the reactors up, have it way to get the fuel cells in, the spent ones out, and also kind of just consider how much uranium fuel cells we want to bring with us. Because rocket capacity is still only 10. In terms of powering the platforms here, it's definitely a bit of work. Also using up plenty of our rockets here. Blasting through the big asteroids. Railguns are for the large asteroids. Slowly getting a stockpile back in here. Just a little bit low on explosives, which is doing its best. Water's doing fine, fuel's doing fine, thrusting's doing fine. Ammo, doing okay. Find more rocks, add more ammo to the mix. Fills it up. The whole idea is this system actually works, obviously. Whether or not that actually happens, that is the question. Anyway, I'm gonna get 2 nuclear reactors here, get the neighbor bonus, a little bit more power. And with 2, both getting the bonus, should effectively be like 4. Then we need like 4 times as many all this. We could refactor this enough to get 2 steam turbines on each heat exchanger. That'd be less space used up by putting in a whole bunch of extra heat exchangers. I think it could be possible. Let's see, move some stuff around here. Space for things up here. I'm going to eventually need to get rid of all these. Just space-wise. Go back to the space section, put the cargo bays. Go up this way. 1, 2. 1, 2. Cargo bay. Even do it like there. It's definitely a system here. Let's see. Do we have any more cargo bays here then? We get a few more heat exchangers and steam turbines. Don't need to send up all of those. Just most of them. Making progress. Rocket's capacity is at 7.1k. That's also going to be another limiting factor here. Ammunition. And a lot of this stuff, making the chunks into different chunks. Constantly be aware of what we're changing with this. Yeah. If we have the reactors here, the heat pipe going up this way, move the water in some fashion. Really, it's coming to here. If we wanted to divert that around slightly, it's gonna be here. We do some undergrounds with these. That saves some space. This is just going over to the Space Science Production Center. So undergrounds, all this stuff. We can put the water under or around or something. My best bet here. This is under like this. This is the rocket return system. Like that. Rockets, and also technically we could have it be a railgun ammo return system. But they don't stack to very much is a problem. Only stack to 10. Meanwhile, the explosive rockets stack to 100. We do have all this extra storage space though, so technically it would be okay. In terms of total storage, a pretty good amount. Let's see if there's a way to scroll this bar over here. Anyways, with this system here, we definitely have enough space to do 2 across here some way. And we also need a spot for making the Promethium chunks do things for us. So eventually we're gonna get out there. That's gonna be possibly up in this area. We either bring the chunks down towards the platform in order to make the science and put it back in, or something else. For the Promethium chunks, storage would be a problem because they stack to 1. A stack of 1 chunk, much like all the other chunks. So even all of our cargo bay storage here, not really gonna get us too far, all things considered. Also need more heat pipes. I just need more steam turbines. We can always bring the correct amounts up. How's power doing now? We've once again removed a good chunk of the solar panels, but looks like it's keeping up currently. So as we get back to Novice here, rip up this system and try again. Okay. Should be good. So, we're gonna want nuclear reactors. They can just be coming back in this pipe. One space for a belt in, one space for a belt out. Then the layer for the inserters. Water on the edge, I suppose. Could work. There's that. Right. Making sure we just put the correct things on this belt. Don't need to be putting every possible thing here. That'd be unhelpful. Here's fuel. Then we have in, out, out. And then we can do some stuff here. I guess we could go under for the water here, effectively. That could work. Connect all the heat pipes here. And then we've got to get the heat exchangers working on this side. And do water here, but the pipe is over there, so no, the water pipe just go underneath. That'd be fine. 6, 8 nuclear reactors here, because we are where we need to be. 11. And that is nuclear reactors. Okay. This has given us plenty of space for this. Didn't even really need... well, let's say the part where it's the undergrounds. Could have gone around it, but this is fine too. Water pipes for that. Alright. Then heat pipes for these. Brilliant. These are spooling up. 80 megawatts, 80 megawatts. If we look at the steam turbine, max is 5.82. So, we can call it 5 or 6, whichever. I assume that's actually the ratio it works at. Worst case scenario, we can have too many. That'd be fine. Well, I guess the worst case scenario we have too few because space constraints, but still. Steam turbine consumes 60 steam per second, and the heat exchangers can produce 103 steam per second. That's not quite 2. Roughly, though. We'll say it's 5, and then should get 2 out of it. Could have a whole steam bank. That could also work, too. That's only when it's going at full power, though, so... that's a different system. Okay. So we call it 5, just to be on the safe side. We've got 160 to work with here. That is a good chunk. Turbines. Which is going to be 10. We basically need 16 of these. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But then we get to a point here where it's kind of in the way. We need chunks or at least something to get back in here. It looks like we're going to be doing... if we have enough space here, we can have in and out. It's a possibility. Do it like this. We need more going up this way. Some more solar panels. In and out might just be the easier way. Have a space up here. Easy to get to. We can always move some of this. Technically an option. Get express splitter off of here, which only outputs to the right, filter the Promethean asteroid chunks. With everything else, just stay over there. That'll be fine. We're lacking some things here. It's okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. There's only one though. We got 7.5 filled up here. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, something like that. Can make it work. Okay. Let's bring some more of these up. can also request additional uranium fuel cells. I think we're going to need some more. Let's up that to like 1,000 to start. That'll get us going. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And some more. That'll be the 16, which is halfway there. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. 8, 9, 30. Um, 30 enough? Probably about right. We'll call it good. Finish the power there. Slap on some more steam connectors. That should heat it up there eventually. Here comes fuel. Here comes power. Looking great. Okay. So we're going to need many things here. If we come from this direction, we're going to need a belt with 2 different things coming onto it here. That'll be fine. Since you're here, it's back too far. Specific things we need for that. It's going to be the Promethium science pack, so we need biter eggs and quantum processors. Wild. How very specific. Biter eggs. Spoils in 30 minutes. There's a few obvious problems with that. Like the fact that we're in space. I mean, you could get the Promethium chunks. It would almost be worth it to try to go grab some Promethium asteroid chunks and bring them back to not have to deal with the egg part. Because the Promethium chunks are also really, really far away from where we get the eggs. So, that's a problem. That's a problem. Doesn't require how you're supposed to do that. It's a process, that's for sure. These are coming up here. Or combined with the actual correct chunks here. And it can be made in a cryogenic plant. Okay, we don't have any cryogenic plants here. Alright. It makes 10 per 10 eggs and 25 Promethium. That's a lot of chunks. That's a lot of chunks. We need a lot of space to store it. I have several concerns about this, clearly. But overall, this is significant chunks of power available. We just put the cryogenic plants here. How long does it take to make this? 5 seconds? To make 10? So right off the bat, that's 2 per second. But in terms of actual stuff to make use of this, it's really only used in research productivity 1. Might be in higher levels of infinite science also. That would make sense. Haven't made it too far in most of the infinite sciences though, so hasn't been too much of a problem. Used by labs for research. Yep, that's what it does. So the shattered planets and the edge. Definitely a thing. 10% more lab research productivity. That would help as you continue going into the infinite researches. Anyways. We get a cryogenic plant here. Pressure between 100 and 600. Can't craft it here. Can be placed here though. Huh. In terms of space, this also takes up a lot of space. Just 1 is fine. then we can probably get at least 2. There's not really space there for that. So over here, we have this one here. This can go here. Okay, that one goes here. And this system requires us to have the biter eggs when we go and get the promethium. And that is not even here at the solar system edge. It is past it. We have to go the extra 100,000 to get to the solar system edge. And then after that, we can start getting some of the huge promethiums that need to be broken down. That's after we go through this entire system here, full of big and huge things that need to be exploded and railgunned, essentially. And then we can go up this way further and further and further, getting crazy amounts of huge promethium asteroids. All the while, you need to also make use of the other chunks in order to get everything else going. And now we have a completely different setup here, so we need to change the reprocessing consistently. So I don't think we're going to be able to easily get the spoiling biter eggs out there to collect the chunks. So we can have this system here. We have to have storage for the chunks then, because it takes a lot of chunks to make the science. This is a process for potentially a larger system than we have here. A lot of the stuff we've done so far is very small, essentially. If we wanted to make some promethium science packs, we could go out there. Well, we could try to go out there, grab a few hundred promethium asteroid chunks, come back and make a few dozen science packs. I have to look to see if that's even used in later stuff. 1,200 for the first thing that even uses the science pack here. All fits well on the rockets. It's not a problem. Has to be made here. So we need to get 1,200. It takes 2.5 times as much asteroid chunks. And they take up an inventory slot each. That's a lot. 1,200 times 2.5. Boy. Don't think we even have capacity for all that, even with all these cargo bays. Storage is 859. And that is with nothing else even in here. And we need to be packing just tons of rockets and probably even some railguns would be good. Railgun shots. We have rockets, let's keep up on that. Keep that going. I got a huge amount of ice here, should probably stop these for right now. Or switch them to other things. Depends what's in requirements here. Yeah, it's all going pretty well. We don't really have a spot where it makes excess out of things, but we'll just turn some of these to other ones. Just reprocess some stuff. Also keeps the total number of asteroids down a little bit. Stops things from getting bottlenecked-ish. Not really. Okay. So we don't have any cryogenic plants. Those aren't here. That's what we're doing for that. In terms of power capacity, we're now rocking 161 megawatts of production technically available. Also, potentially including the tiny amount from the solar panels. Steam turbines aren't even on out here, since the solar panels are kind of taking care of it, which is nice. once the railguns start firing, it's gonna be a different story. Yeah. If we need to store the promethium, that's gonna be a lot of trips. So we need to get 25 per. It's only stacks to 1. These always have these all stacks of 1. If we put it on rockets, it'd be 10, but can't really do that. Only found when approaching the shattered planet. Indeed. There it is. Getting all the way out there would also be wild. That is 4 million kilometers. Previously, long trips were 30,000. So even just getting over to here, there's still a lot of big and huge stuff. We're gonna need plenty of everything to get there. And it's 3 times longer than our regular trips. Plus, and we also need to deal with making a whole bunch of them from the huge ones. I have some serious doubts about just this entire thing and our ability to even approach this currently. So that's not great. Blueprint of this area here uses 12,000 foundation here. All this other stuff. That's a lot. This is R. It's gonna be the railgun space station. Space platform. Great blueprint. No. This should be on our character, I think. Probably gonna want to drop to the planet. Put that in storage so we don't mess it up. I've got reservations. That's for sure. And that's all to go and get promethium. To not even really use it for much currently. Here it is. The blueprint for it. Rocket capacity 10,000. 10,000 stacks. You can put 10,000 blueprints in a rocket, I guess. Wild. There it is. Look at all the required items. Making 12,000 space platform. Not the biggest problem compared to all of the railguns. Let's store that away, shall we? Right here. Still watching more green fuel cells. I'd check this where I can go back up. Technically go and see if things are working out down here too. Don't worry about that. I also technically leave the mech armor behind because that's not going to help us at all from asteroids. See if maybe we could get a bit more rockets and railgun stuff ready. The question is storage though. Could we do more storage? Would it even make a difference? Fill up this chunk here with more storage. This area over here is already, in a way, it's gonna not really allow us more storage. Moved this over here. Maybe have a line of storage. Not gonna make a huge difference though. Less than double the current capacity of 850. But really it's less than that because of the amount of storage we're bringing up. Got plenty of uranium fuel cells now. Got that going for us. It depends how many things we need to deal with. So we only have, well, we got a full belt of all the railgun ammo. 10 in each of these. targeting the huge ones. I'm mostly concerned with the huge ones break down. Go out to here. Huge shard breaks into 3 big, breaks into 9 medium, and then 27 small. And then we get the chunks. So as we get up this way, the total mass of things in the way is going to get pretty wild. Especially with the huge ones. I'm rightfully worried that we're just going to fly out there and immediately explode. In terms of other things we could do, we could go through the effort of getting better, stronger railguns. That is available. Look at the infinite research we have, and the ones that are actually reasonably costed. 11,000 for mining productivity, 11,000 for steel, 16,000 for lasers, 64,000 for physical projectile damage. That's getting a bit expensive. 4,000 for father robot count. Low density structure productivity, 3,000. Artilleries we're not really using is 2,000 for artillery shell damage and range and shooting speed. Plastic productivity in both ways, 1,500. Rocket fuel also could be good. It immediately is plus 10%. So at least doing the first one is pretty solid. And then artillery shooting speed to another 100% bonus, another 30% bonus, 10% bonus. So that's pretty good. More health, also not going to save us from exploding in space. Flammables, not really relevant. Explosives would do rockets. Get it from 180% to 230%. If we make it stronger, that ends up with us needing less rockets to blow the stuff up, which is pretty good. Asteroid productivity. Asteroid crushing productivity plus 10%. More stuff. More things from bringing it down to. Because that could mean we'd need less of each individual asteroid. Make good with that. Railgun damage plus 40%. Just instantly. Scrap recycling productivity gets more stuff. And a lot of times we're actually looking for less things from the scrap recycling. Just to get rid of things. 10% more processing units. Electrical damage. Worker robot speed. Very pretty speedy. Rocket parts. Railgun shooting speed plus 15%. And then science. These use cryogenic and electromagnetic. This uses metallurgic and agricultural. Of course it does. If I want to upgrade these, we need to go get more science from everywhere. Technically, if we get to a position where the railguns are getting too much, we could probably just kind of turn around. Honestly, in terms of storage space, each of these give 20. There might be more storage to be had than just giving the asteroids space like this. If we were to give this extra space like that, it's gonna be on both sides. It should fill up there. Put in this cryogenic plant when it's ready. Then we can just loop it around here. Surely. Each of these is 16 spaces. You can fit at least one chunk per bit here. You can definitely do more than that. So I think this might be the best storage solution. As hilarious as that is. If we give ourselves a nice long line here. How much stuff could we get on here? Get some stuff. Oh, that's not right. I have to stop that. Oh, they even got on there. I'm just ready to go. Now this is stopped because we're out of that. There's a lot of problems with what's currently happening here. Rocket. Request. Express transfer belts. We're like 300 up here. Almost got enough uranium. For what it's worth. It's already 1,000. Heat pipes are doing great. These are all ready to go. Output's full of steam. That's what we're not using. That's alright. Just get this functioning again here. You keep working. Okay. Now if we remove all but one here, this we can fit at least 8 per express transport belt. This would hold 20. Instead, it's going to hold 16 times 8 in storage space belt system. That's beautiful. It's the perfect plan. This isn't silly at all. This is also assuming we even get there. And then have the ability to get back. Oh. Just have the point at the end here, that'd be fine too. Okay. Here comes some of the belts now. Love to see it. Next to here, to here. And then I can place it. I mean, I guess that changes the blueprint, doesn't it? Worth it. I don't think of any other changes we want to make. Actually, should be good. And take all. Well, it's gonna try to take them off. Look at other spots over here where it. Well, that's not how it works anyway. We have space to take this off with a thing. Go around this way, technically. We don't do it like that. 7. Very right. Lithium sounds junk. Okay. Let's see if this works. Give ourselves some space here. Upper priority to the left. Carbonic. If it's too much, it gets full, but this should be fine. Okay. Then how much space is this going to be in total? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. Like 30 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. At least 9. Maybe 10. It's like 300 times 8. That's better than we're gonna get in storage, at least. Okay. Then let's have the science here. We expand the amount of space we have in some direction. We can add in additional storage capacity. I need to add in additional other storage capacity then. For rockets. Make more rockets. Make more rockets. Output is full of regular rockets. Just a complete lack of explosives. Let's go down here. We're lacking in carbon. We are lacking in space to put sulfur. Okay. You turn on the sulfur remover. It's a system. Now we have more carbon. Let me get this all in a way that actually just works. That'd be great. Currently, this is going to here. Half of it's thrown off, half it doesn't matter. We are getting not too much copper, but enough. It's fine. Steel's doing fine. Now we get more carbon. Eventually, this is going to lead to there's too much carbon. The problem. A little bit here, a little bit there. Trying to redesign the whole thing to consider how much of every different resource exists would definitely be something. At least go see if this works. Get a new blueprint here. The whole thing now with more belts. This is the railgun platform in space with the ability to theoretically do Prometheum. Create blueprint. We can't drop things from our inventory, unfortunately. Let's go put this safekeeping. If this doesn't work, it's gonna not work spectacularly. Oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah. Blueprint. Let me just take off the mech armor. I'm not gonna land anywhere else. Got all the stuff in there too? Yep. And the shotgun, because why not? If we die, we'll be here. If we come back, we'll be here. It's fine. Question of if we can... Oh, that. Question of if we can just fly up here. Try to space platform. It's good to me. Okay. Sent up the uranium fuel. We are making all the ammo. Doing what we can. But is it even remotely enough? And keep track of our supplies as we try to get out to the solar system edge. If we're running too low to make it back, that's obviously a problem. The main issue Very well could be the explosive rockets, where we have 7,000. In terms of everything, it's going now. We're making more. Well, now. Filling up on carbon. It's gonna make as much of this as I can. Ice is still doing fine too. Alright. We'll head as far out as we can get. Get to here. And gauge our ability to travel to the solar system edge here. If we run low on supplies, we'll need to turn around. It's definitely a possibility. Worth a shot at least. Next time. Goodbye.